Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
Pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to Radio AMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker, your host, and someone who's been in the beauty industry for 40 years. I started out as a cosmetologist doing hair and ended up specializing in skincare and makeup. Radio AMB, which stands for American Made Beauty, is where we tell the secrets behind the beauty industry and what it goes into the making of health and beauty products. Our sponsor for today is Free Your Mane. That's spelled M-A-N-E, and you can go to freeyourmane.com and register at checkout with Radio AMB to get a 30% discount, or you can also find them at Anthropology stores. So Happy New Year. We hope that you've had a great holiday this season with lots of love and joy and great memories with your family and friends. Today, I'm delighted to start 2016 by bringing you a story about how beauty, fashion, and music continues the long tradition of cross-pollinating and being an expression of how we live. During our feature segment today, we're going to meet Brian Esposito, who with his sister Lisa operates Avu U, a unique beauty boutique, and I'm going to let him pronounce that properly because I think I might be mispronouncing it. You'll learn why a professional beauty distributor, how it works, what a company that is in the professional distribution business is all about, how they curate brands. We'll talk about how a second-generation entrepreneur is using his passion and technology to transform his company's business, making it relevant and vibrant for the future. In our segment that we call In the Jar, we'll talk about the journey that Brian has taken as a second-generation distributor and using things that will help his multifaceted company grow and some of the portfolio of brands that he's very excited about. In our third segment we call Beauty That's Sold Deep, we're going to look at how Brian's passion for fashion and beauty is connecting with music to encourage an up-and-coming music group. And finally, we'll wrap up with our Beauty Biz segment, where we'll explore the vibrant entrepreneur and his use of technology to envision something that he thinks might be the next Facebook. Our program sponsor today, again, is Free Your Mane. And so let's get started. I'll tell you a little bit more about Brian. What I love about this story that you're about to hear is that it's another great example of the many opportunities that are available in the beauty industry. I hope all of you will be inspired by this story. You are about to hear a story about how a professional beauty distributing company was created and how it evolved over the years to today being an amazing enterprise that touches beauty, fashion, and now even music. Avu U Beauty, the unique beauty boutique, was created by Brian Esposito and his sister Lisa, who curates the finest hair, nail, skin, and body products. What started out as a professional distribution company by their father, Anthony Esposito, became Salon Professional Services. Salon Professional Service is the parent company for their current business, which is 2 stores located in New Jersey, a premier online beauty retailer. Salon Professional Services, which is their wholesale division, services over 5,000 salons, spas, and beauty boutiques throughout the New Jersey area. interesting about Brian is that he attended Monmouth University in West Long Beach, New Jersey, and graduated in 2002 with a major in marketing, a degree that he put to good use. The AVU.com website has grown exponentially since it started, and it has now become a one-stop beauty destination for tens of thousands of shoppers really all over the world. In fact, his marketing degree has propelled the company into the limelight so that a case study was done on Brian and his company for the email marketing practices of the brand through a publication called DM News. Salon, the AVU.com Salon Professional Services has been selected as a finalist in a New York Enterprise Report, and also they have been in the limelight of even Microsoft, who has highlighted the company and the way that it has grown. So I'm just thrilled to bring to you Brian Esposito. Welcome, Brian.
Hi, Patty. Thank you so much, and what a beautiful introduction. Can't believe you're talking about me, so it was great to listen to.
Well, Brian, I think that, there are great opportunities in the beauty industry and lots of pathways that once you're in, you can basically do anything you want. I'm just thrilled to have you because I know we've known each other for a while. Let's start by letting our listeners know how did you get in the business? I know that your dad was one of the premier distributors in the country many years ago. What year did he start the business?
My father, Anthony Esposito, was an originator in the beauty industry in around 1970.
Okay.
Where he created the first stores where professionals would actually be able to come in and shop opposed to sales reps going to the salons or spas and taking orders. So creating that unique atmosphere with some incredible brands and relationships that he's built, he grew it into one of the most profitable beauty companies in the country. So in the late 80s, there was an incredible bidding war on his company, which were Beauty Plus stores, a massive distribution company, and some incredible relationships with brands that I've got to experience growing up. At that time, I was a very young, but the energy and the excitement and all the great people that I was actually able to meet, because I would always go along with my dad anywhere I could to be part of those moments, again, because it was just so exciting. The beauty industry has proven to be recession-proof for all intents and purposes, and just filled with some of the most creative, incredible people that I've had the privilege of meeting throughout my professional career and as a young child. So when the non-compete ended, myself and my two sisters, Lisa Esposito and Joanne Esposito, we saw there was a major shift in the beauty industry. Brands that we once had that were very exclusive, they were boutique. They hit that point in their cycle where they were available in drugstores and supermarkets. So we learned that in order to redo this and be successful, we need to go out and find these incredible boutique, niche, kind of a cult following type of brands and recreate ourselves. So we really did start from the ground up. Even though we have an incredible history in the beauty industry, we had to start over because that was the only way we were going to learn how do we turn into a more higher end, how do we become the next place to be like we once were.
Right.
So that was exciting for me because I actually got to start like my dad got to start, meeting new people, building relationships, and creating wonderful friends and relationships that I still have today.
Right. And so for those of you who don't come from the industry, so your dad basically had this distribution company, built it to a point where it was highly sought out, and he actually sold it. And when he sold, there was a period of time that there was a non-compete. So your family couldn't really get back in the business for a period of time.
Correct. And then my family, my two sisters were old enough where they were still operating some of the stores.
Okay.
Because the buyer and our family were very close, so there was still a great working relationship. My father was brought on as a consultant during the transition, and I was still trying to see what I kind of wanted to do in life. And as much as I love the beauty industry, I love the people in it, I knew it's definitely not what I want to be completely into. I like to see what else is out there in the world and be part of all these other wonderful industries that actually feed in and out of the beauty industry. Like you mentioned earlier, music and fashion, they're all around the beauty industry. You can see when color palettes come out and they're matching that with famous fashion designers, or the music that's behind these very energetic campaigns that big companies put out into the world to market their beauty products. So I was watching all these pieces that actually help fuel when and how a product is sold or the brand or image that is given to that product. So that's when I started venturing out and seeing how I can make this thing more special, more unique, and still be able to survive against an Ulta, Sephora. What we need to do besides just having great products, we need to support that with other means of engagement with customers around the world.
And so the very first job that you had in the business, what was the very first job that you had in the business? Not the new business, but the original business.
Sure, I was probably 8 years old. My father at the same time also launched Finger Mates, and some of those products are still one of the most popular nail care companies in the world. Their Formula 10 is one of the first original nail hardening treatments.
Okay.
He has a hurry-up nail glue dryer, which is sold all over the world. So probably at around 8 years old, I'm filling nail hardening bottles, putting a brush into the bottle, putting the cap onto the bottle, putting the bottle into a little packaging box, putting 6 boxes into a display case, and then putting 24 display cases into a massive box.
The American version of child labor.
I loved it. No, it was great.
But it taught you entrepreneurship.
It was better than sitting there watching it collect dust. It was so exciting that the minute I made it, it was out the door.
Right, right. And so when you had the chance to start the second business, what were some of the things you said you had sat back, sort of took a look at? It wasn't just about selling products; it was this dynamic environment. And so, what were some of the things that you did in setting up the second business that was very different from the first?
I would be out on the road doing the old school methodology of going into salons and spas, building a relationship with them. But unfortunately, New Jersey, I could not hit the locations quick enough to make it profitable, to make it worth my time.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2001, kind of like when my dad created stores for professionals to come in to shop into the stores, I created one of the first beauty websites, abu.com, for professionals and retail customers to come to me. So I kind of took the new version of bringing people to me with the resources that I had available. So probably within 10 minutes of the first product I put online, we sold. I remember it specifically. It was a Fido Leger at the time,
mm-hmm.
or the company called Fido from France. We built a great relationship with them. They launched Secret Professional in the United States, and we were their exclusive master distributor for their country. The minute I put it up, 10 minutes later, an order came in for a Secret Professional Sublime Hydrating Shampoo. I was so excited, I jumped up, printed the order, went to the warehouse, took the product off the shelf, drove to the post office, and mailed it. Came back, there's 20 more orders. I was like, well, okay, this is going to be a problem.
And the interesting thing, though, I mean, what year was that?
That was 2001.
Okay, so still at that point, the channels of sales were very distinct. And so, the idea that you were selling professional products that normally could only be found in salons, you're now selling online. That was pretty forward thinking. What was the reaction to professionals in the market about you doing that?
Sure. Well, with our family history, my father and sister are both professionals. They've done some incredible things in their career as far as hairstylists and cosmetology. We did have select services in the stores that we still had. So we were considered professionals. We have this great new channel to distribute product, and we'd never discount.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've always learned, and probably just my own being, and also watching my dad through my entire life as my best friend, always be honest with people, be fully transparent. You can't remember lies. Just tell the truth. You can always remember the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I went into building this new brand. And we've built some incredible relationships. And I've learned being good to people, never intentionally hurting anybody, and paying your bills. You actually can make some great friends and some lifelong memories and relationships with people and brands, which we're still doing today.
Right. Well, and those are important things. I mean, be transparent. You can remember the truths, don't lie, and be honest. All of those things are things that those are fabrics that have defined you and your family. How has it been working? You said your dad's your best friend. All of these years, you guys have worked as a close-knit family. How do you manage that in your personal relationships and then translating it into the business relationships?
Sure, definitely not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Italian family, a lot of pride. I want to make my way in life, which is probably one of the other reasons why I have shifted outside of the beauty industry as well to put energy into. Just for self-worth, just to show that I made my mark in this world. And it doesn't have to be a financial reward. I love employing people. I love creating. And being on the phone with you today, I'm trying to think of all the steps and actions that I've taken to allow for this great moment. And those are some of my favorite experiences in the world, to look back and say, how am I sitting where I am right now?
Mm-hmm.
How did all that happen?
Right.
And when we started talking about the technology company, there's a moment over the past year where I'm sitting with the president of Mexico and his wife, and he called me a wise man, and I wanted to crack up laughing, because how the hell did I get into that situation?
Right.
But I've learned life is full of opportunities. You never know who you're speaking to. Always treat people with respect. Never judge anybody. But a lot of people I've met through life, unfortunately, look at just what they may have in the bank as far as judging people, and that is something I've never done and never will do. Treat everybody with respect, because you never know who they know or who you may be hurting by treating somebody poorly. And that's, even though I've been attacked plenty of times in this industry and other things that I've been doing, I never want to give up on humanity. I never want to go through life bitter or angry. I just want to always expect the good out of people, and when I get disappointed, see what I did wrong, see
Right.
why I got into that position, and I look internally and try to fix that from happening again.
Well, and that's part of what I love about this industry is it seems like the people who are successful, and we've had a year of doing these shows and having these candid conversations, and it's this theme of service that continues to show up. As you look at, you being able to sit with the president of Mexico, the beauty industry really does open uncommon doors. So if you were talking to someone who was thinking about joining the industry in distribution, what would you tell them in terms of some of the things that you think are critical to being successful in professional distribution today?
I think, my own advice, and it would apply to a lot of industries in general, is never look at your competitor. Never put energy into what other people are doing. Look at what you have. Look at your resources and see, how can I make myself different?
Mm-hmm.
How can I survive and enter into this industry?
Mm-hmm.
And depending on your lifestyle, your level, I'm going to use the word greed, but that might not be the right word. Depending on how you live or how you want to show yourself to the world, you can survive and do business and succeed. But it all depends on how your personal life is spent as well, because they do go hand in hand.
Right.
So if you go out there with high hopes but very controlled expectations on how you're going to spend your money personally and within your business, and you can be very successful.
Yes.
And just go out, treat people good. If you want to enter the beauty industry, look, what we do, we look online, we go and search message forums. We look for these cult products that nobody has. And one of my favorite stories is a line, Camille Rose, which is this girl, Janelle Stevens, who I love, was making it in her home,
Mm-hmm.
a little curly hair care line. And I still have the Facebook message that she sent me a couple of years ago. You were our first customer. You really believed in us. And then I see her in Target and all these great stores, and I don't get mad that it's also available in these other places. I think that's great. I'm so happy for her, and that's what's supposed to happen. She's supposed to grow, and I was glad that I could maybe help her or guide her. I have hundreds of stories like that with these small mom-and-pop lines that grew to become massive brands in the beauty industry. And if we were a little piece of that makes me so happy. And somebody else entering the industry can do the same thing. Find a small little brand, cherish it like it's your own, respect the integrity of the products, sell it at the right price points, and create a market. And you can do very well. It just takes a lot of hard work and dedication.
Right, right. And that is what is exciting, is that it is definitely a formula, but a formula that anybody can do with those elements that you've just talked about. Now, you've got multiple businesses that you're running. How do you organize your time, Brian?
I think well, but you know what? I need more personal time in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I'm lacking. But throughout the day, I will dedicate time and energy to everything. With new technologies that are out there and our mobile phones and laptops, everything's always accessible, which is good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I have, again, full transparency. I put teams in place to run the beauty company, and I'm always communicating with them. The music company is doing some great things. I'm always communicating with them. And now the tech company that we're launching is going to really tie all these pieces together and help everything grow. And I say I give everything 100%, but if you look mathematically, that doesn't make any sense. But I definitely give everything in my life 100% that I'm involved in.
Well, and it sounds like you're another common theme. I know for myself as an executive of a company is learning how to keep those lines of communication open, constantly spinning those plates and making sure that everything is moving forward. As we wrap up this first segment, I'm wondering, what are some of the things that motivate you? I know you've got a lot of irons in the fire, but if you could think of some of the most compelling things right now that are going on, what motivates you to stay in the business?
My main motivation is seeing employees grow. I love that. I love offering opportunities to people. That would probably be my most highest reward in everything that I do. I mean, I remember bringing in a kid to work in the warehouse. He had no money, he had no history. Nobody would give him a job, and I get it. Looking at it black and white, I shouldn't have gave him a job, but I did give him a job. I watched him work very hard, 7 days a week, more than I asked him for. Saw him get a car, saw him then get a girlfriend, saw him get engaged, saw them both get an apartment, saw them both get married, and they're probably going to have a kid soon. Now, could he have done that elsewhere? I can't take that away from him. I think he probably could have. But knowing that he definitely did it while I was watching it and thinking that I'm helping support, the fact that I put someone that had no opportunity into a great life, I couldn't ask for much more than that. And I think that's why we're all here. We're all here to help each other. Anything else doesn't make sense to me.
Absolutely. All right, great. Well, we're going to take a break. You're listening to Radio AMB, our program sponsored by Free Your Mane, and we're going to return in just a few minutes with Brian and continue to learn about his company. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. I'm Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. We're here with Brian Esposito of AvU, a unique beauty boutique. In the first segment, we talked about how Brian's father started this business, and in this segment, Brian, let's share a little bit about your plans for growing this multifaceted business and some of the brands that you've selected for your portfolio that you're most excited about. Now, when I went personally to, check you out and look at some of the things, the first thing that caught my eye when I went to your homepage, avu.com, was it said, what's trending? And I thought, what is that about? So tell me a little bit about what makes AvU unique.
Sure, absolutely. Well, one of the main things is always looking for great, unique brands that are exclusive, have a nice cult following. We've been very successful with that 14 years ago when we relaunched this brand, and we continue to do that today. But the what's trending, what you're looking at there, is one of my favorite technologies, and that's one of the other things that always keeps us relevant when we're compared to the big beauty companies that are out there, is that the trending section allows people that may have come to our site to purchase their favorite Diva Curl shampoo or their It's a 10 leave-in conditioner. And while they're there purchasing it, they can see the what's trending, and it's a non-invasive way to see what other customers are buying, what other customers are looking at, and the frequency and and the quantity of those products. So it's a way for shoppers to say, okay, if all these people are looking at this product and they're buying that product, I'll give it a shot. I never heard of it, but it's got a lot of popularity, so they'll add it to their cart. And we have very little to no returns on things when people add what's trending product to their cart. And it's just a way for us to market products without pushing it in their face.
Right.
We don't do any advertising on our site. I got rid of all the click charges a long time ago. We've built over 1 million shoppers around the world since we started. So we're a word of mouth, get one customer at a time type of company, and that's what keeps us relevant and very positive in customers' eyes.
And from my research, you've done some interesting things in terms of the technologies that you're using, because my understanding, tell us a little bit about the search platform and how that's built.
Sure, that's a Thanks Media product. I've partnered with them, an incredible company, great people, available 24/7. That's one of the things that I do best too, is that I don't have the pockets of an Ulta or a Sephora, but I want to make the impact that they can make. So I go out and I make relationships, and I see what can I use that's out there that nobody else is using or knows about, implement it into our site, which takes some time and resources, and allow our customers to have a better shopping experience. So the search that you're seeing is actually a great algorithm where it's learning about products, it's learning about trends, it's seeing where people are from and what they're looking for. And if more people from that area are looking for that specific product or item, they'll show it more towards people that are in that area or a similar type of demographic area.
And so
it's learning about people's hair type, their skin type, without having to fill out an entire form, which a lot of companies do, and that's incredible if you get someone to take time out to do that. But how could I do it where people's time is your most precious commodity? How can I do it where people can shop easily, add it to their cart, check out, and just love their order when it comes without looking at me in a negative light, like, why are you asking me 100 questions?
Right. So what you're saying, as I'm shopping on your site and I'm interacting and I'm looking at and opening up various different windows, it's gathering that information and discerning that must be the kinds of needs that I have?
Exactly.
Oh, gosh.
And not in a way where we're going to market find a way where we steal or sell that information. It's just for us to offer you better service with the over 20,000 SKUs that we have available.
Right.
You can't possibly find them, even if you thought that we might have them. How can I get you what I think you need and that you won't return and that you'll love, and that when you run out of it, you'll come back to me because I educated you on it and I got it into your hands as quickly as possible.
Right, right. And so what are some of the other things that you're doing that makes overall your beauty boutique experience unique? Because it's not only just the online experience, but you also have the stores in New Jersey.
Yeah, no, we do great events in our stores. We have a store in Deal, New Jersey, which is basically the Hollywood of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Very affluent area. Monmouth University is right around the corner. 10,000 very smart and have a nice income families that send their kids there. Rutgers is very close to us, so we're doing all these great events in our stores. There are other stores in Belmar, New Jersey, where we also have our warehouse, our corporate offices, and where our team is constantly working on how to make a customer's experience better. We utilize Yelp to get people into our stores, and we really have just built such a great brand where, again, word of mouth is what keeps us relevant. And you can't get much better marketing than family or friends telling you have to go check out AVU. They have this brand. You can't get it anywhere. It's so much fun when I go in the store. There's music playing. There's great energy. There's beautiful girls that can tell me what they think that I need. And it's just such a fun, relaxing environment. And we don't push sales. You can come in and hang out and leave with nothing, and we just hope you have a great day.
Right. So as a distributor, you're part of what you do and add value is this brand curation, going out and finding these niche brands that you've talked about. When you see something, what are some of the things that you look for when you're selecting those brands? Let's talk for a moment about for the professional market.
Sure. Number one for me is quality of life. I don't want a brand because it's popular and that's going to wreck my life or my employees. I treat a brand like it's our own. So when we bring something in, the people that own or market or work for that brand, I look at it like one big family. And we're going to work together and we're going to build this thing and we're going to do it right. So that's the first thing I look for, is to make sure that the people that are involved click, it's a good energy, and you take a risk. It's never guaranteed that's going to be a perfect marriage, but I just think, okay, this is going to be good. We're all on the same page. We all understand where we want to go with this brand, and that's the first thing I look for. Second thing we do a little research on if it's getting really badly discounted, because again, we don't discount.
Mm-hmm.
But at some point, a customer economically is going to choose a product cheaper over service.
Mm-hmm.
We win on service. That's been our incredible value since day one, and we win on finding these products before anybody else knows about them. But then there comes a point where the products become readily available. So if the product's being discounted a little bit, but if it's being discounted a lot, and I don't see the owners concerned about that, or they're not looking to correct it, it would just be a waste of time and energy for us. But we still keep the lines of communication open, because maybe one day it will get corrected, and then we would love to be part of it.
Right, right. Okay, great.
So those are the first two things. And again, I always take the word on their supply. Again, I'm not in their accounting. I don't know their books. But supply is very important. We have a very large customer base, so I don't want to put time and energy behind something and then there's a hiccup in supply chain where we actually did more harm than good.
Right, right. All right, well, that makes sense. And when you didn't get a chance to talk about some of the brands that you're excited about, but we will do in our final segment, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to look at how Brian's passion for beauty and music is actually encouraging an up-and-coming music group. You're listening to Radio A&B. I'm Patty Schmucker. Our sponsor is Free Your Mane. You can go to freeyourmane.com, and you can also check them out at Anthropology stores. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Well, welcome back, and we're starting in our segment that we call Beauty That's Soul Deep. You're listening to Radio A&B on HealthyLife.net. I'm your host, Patty Schmucker, and we're here with the CEO of AvU Beauty Boutique, Brian Esposito. Brian, nothing stirs the soul deeper than music, but most people don't know the deep connection between beauty, fashion, and entertainment. Tell us how these three things have intersected in your life.
Sure, of course. Well, like the billions of people around the planet, music has always been an inspiration and a motivator to all of us. It's helped us through good times. It's been a rock during bad times, and something that I've always felt connected to. While I was relaunching AvU, I also took over a late-night restaurant and coffee house in West End called the Inkwell. Very famous spot. Bob Dylan wrote lyrics about it, Get Sick, Get Well, Hang Around the Inkwell. Bruce Springsteen wrote about it a couple times in his last book of what a great creative spot it was for him, and he's done some of his earlier work actually sitting in the restaurant drinking a Dutch coffee and having a grilled chicken salad on pita, famous sandwich. Loved the environment. So many creative people came in there, and I just felt like this is such a cool vibe, the music and entertainment industry, and the people that would come in there and just jump up and start singing and playing the guitar. I love that. Ultimately, went more towards the beauty industry. My brother Anthony now runs it, and he's doing such a great job. He owns it 100%, and it's still an institution and a place that people all over the world know about. Fast forward a little bit in the beauty industry. At some point, I needed help with a piece of the technology on the website, which I should go back earlier. When I built the site, I actually taught myself how to code and how to build the website, because I feel like in anything that you do, you should be able to jump in there and do it in case somebody doesn't show up.
And
so you should be able to do almost everything possible, unless in a hospital you don't want a janitor doing brain surgery. But other than that, you should be able to jump in and fill a void in your business. That's very important.
And that's huge. I mean, particularly in an industry like ours where it is these are skills. You can learn them. So a business owner who knows how to roll up their sleeves and gets the work done learns a tremendous amount, and also really is an inspiration to the troops that he's trying to lead.
Sure, I agree. I agree with that 100%. And so with the fast forward at a moment where I needed help with the website, I contacted Network Solutions, which was our hosting company. A gentleman just got the job there named Mark Rice. He called my machine. There was a Bob Dylan song, and I'd call him, and we started talking about music immediately. Ultimately, he sent me a great song. He said, "You got to hear my kids play." So I heard an MP3 of the kids, fell in love. I'm like, these kids are amazing. So he just got that job for just different circumstances. A week before I called, there's 10,000 people that work in Network Solutions. I, for the first time, needed help, and I reached out to them. And I always love and think of serendipitous moments like that. Why did we get connected? So we did. I learned that he's got 6 kids. They're ages 14 to 26. They all sing, play, write music. It's the modern-day Partridge Family.
Right.
And we formed the company. And I put my knowledge and resources and great connections that I've made in the beauty industry. And when you talk about earlier what makes a good product, what makes a good brand, you have to apply that to yourself, too.
Right.
I'm a brand out in the world. I'm a product. How am I perceived? Do people want to stay away from me? Or do people want to gravitate towards me? And do they respect what I tell them? And so another piece of building a company or being whatever in life, look at yourself like a brand. So because of all the relationships that I made 10, 12 years prior, they were coming to fruition when I met this family. So we worked hard. A year later, we got them as Macy's iHeart Top 25 bands, up-and-coming band, rising stars, up-and-coming bands, out of 4,000 groups around the world. They were number 6.
That's great, but you haven't said the name yet.
Oh, the name is Khan, K-O-H-N.
Okay.
Great band. We their YouTube channel's got a couple million hits total on their songs. Yesterday, I'm sitting at lunch in Nashville with one of Taylor Swift's right-hand man. And, again, how do these things happen? They happen because life is full of opportunities. They happen because you're sitting at a bar and you say hello to the person next to you and you have a genuine conversation with them because you don't know who they are.
Right.
Or you don't know who they know. And you treat everybody with respect. And you'd be very shocked as to where life can lead you.
Right.
Now, there are good and bad people in this world, but never go out in life thinking everybody's bad because some amazing things can happen to you.
Right, absolutely. And again, it's such an amazing story because, people think of hairdressers and the beauty industry and that type of thing, that it's really not an elevated industry. And yet when you think about and you hear this story of the various different people and what have been the fundamental concepts, which is what you just said, and you've said it over and over again, respect people, have a genuine curiosity, open up and have a conversation. These are basic philosophies that have allowed you and given you all sorts of different opportunities. And
a quick side note to add to that, Brandon Rice, who is one of the band members, is a platform hairstylist for Rusk, coincidentally.
Oh, interesting.
Coincidentally, he's one of the kick-ass hairstylists I've ever met. Puts his stuff on Instagram, promotes his work because he's a creative artist and one incredibly nice guy. One of the total divas from the WWE sees his work on Instagram. She's in Florida. She flies to Dallas, PA, where he is, for him to do her color.
Amazing.
And now she's known for her color done by Brandon Rice, who is part of Khan, whom we will be making fragrance for through the beauty industry, and then whom we will be promoting through our social media communicator, CQ's Ring app, when we launch it.
Right.
So that's kind of telling you how all these pieces are going to...
So beauty, fashion, entertainment, again, they all sort of come together and have this intertwine and an intersection about the way we live life. Because, as you're just saying, the social media platform allowed Brian to connect with this other celebrity.
Correct.
Yeah.
And having a good product.
Right.
His service was a good product, and she loved what she saw that he did.
Right.
And they became very close. And now she flies to him for him to only do her color.
That's great.
Incredible. Again, that's when you put yourself out there, and you put good energy behind it, and you expect the best possible outcome, it really can happen.
And the other part,
there's a balance in life, and you're going to have to deal with some crap once in a while. But just always think the best, and you'd be surprised.
Right, but that other balance to it as well, and that is putting yourself out there with that high level of integrity, caring about people. I love, most of the people that we've talked to have been technicians, hairdressers, makeup artists, and it's always been about service. But you also have a service story, because you've said over and over again about loving to watch people grow.
That's correct.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take another break, and when we return in our final segment, we'll talk a little bit about some of the brands that Brian is particularly excited about and some new technology that he's working on that he has a vision for becoming the next Facebook. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
You're listening to Radio AMB, where we share the secrets behind the beauty industry. Our program sponsor today is Free Your Mane. I'm Patty Schmucker, and this is our final segment today that we call Beauty Biz. And we're here with Brian Esposito of AVU Beauty Boutique. Brian, I know that technology has played a part in building your online presence today, but you have a vision for the future. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely, and real quick, I'll tell you how this happened. Because of the beauty industry, I got into the music industry. Because of the music industry, I got into the tech industry.
Okay.
I was sitting in a record producer's office in Manhattan talking about Khan, trying to see how he may be able to help. And in walks, as I'm leaving a meeting, in walks the inventor of CQ to take the next meeting. We cross paths, Lower Broadway, Manhattan. We become immediately good friends. He invites me out to dinner. We begin talking about our history. I learn all the great things that he's done. A week later, I find myself in Franklin, Tennessee, right outside of Nashville, and it's pretty much Mayberry. It's the perfect town in the world. It's kind of weird, but it's also incredibly beautiful, and now I have a home down there where we're working on what will be the ultimate next level of how we communicate with each other, how we search and discover. So think of a WhatsApp, think of a Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Skype, and a Google, all into one-to-one beautiful platform known as Ring, R-I-N-G.
Okay.
Has the best audio and video quality I've ever seen in my life. With the push of a button, you can get 2 people on a conference call or 200 million people on a conference call. And everybody would have crystal clear, beautiful audio, no matter what mobile device they're using, or in front of their desktop, of course. So think of a Justin Bieber who wants to send a snippet of a new song to all of his fans. He can do it right from his social wall.
Mm-hmm.
Click the button, everybody's phone rings, and if they want to take the call, they take the call, and they can listen to him, one-on-one talk to them, or listen to a piece of his new music he wants to distribute. And it has its own browser. We've reinvented and revolutionized the way we search and discover and look for things online. And then again, there's a social wall called the Takes wall, which has 0 to no advertising. So when you think of Facebook back in the day when everybody loved it, when you put a picture up, almost all of your friends saw it, liked it, and maybe even commented on it.
Right.
Now the engagement is 1 to 3% if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want more, you can pay for it.
Right.
And you can get more. That's how Facebook wants you to be more engaged with what you post. With us, there's no advertising. There's no fluff that goes in there. Whoever follows you will see what you post.
And
there's a feature called Double Take, which is one of my favorites. We've actually fixed reaction media. For the first time, we have reaction media. So if you were to send me a video
mm-hmm.
of something you think I would laugh at, today's world, I write back LOL or ha ha ha, and you imagine what I'm looking like, or you imagine that experience.
Right.
Now when you send me that video through Ring, a pop-up comes up. Are you ready to record your double take? I can only see what you sent me if I say okay. My front camera turns on. It starts filming my reaction live, watching whatever you sent me, and sends it back to you. So you'll be able to fully experience what you've always wanted to picture. What is that person actually doing when I sent them this funny video?
Well, it sounds like this is really amazing, and it sounds like it's really far down the innovation pipeline. I mean, when do you expect to launch it?
Sure. Well, it's 4.5 years in development. We have some strategic, incredible partners in place all over the world, and we're looking to launch it this year at South by Southwest Festival, which is in March.
Okay.
That festival is music, film, technology, and I'm hoping one day I'm going to sneak beauty in there.
Okay, great.
And it's the perfect world.
Wow. So so you're hearing it here, first program of the new year of American Made Beauty, and this is a new technology that'll launch here in 2016. And where is that show at?
South by Southwest is in Austin.
Okay.
One of the largest film, music, and tech festivals in the world.
Okay.
So people flock there. I was there for the first time last year. I've never seen such creativity and genuine experience in my life. You have people that are worth $1 billion talking with somebody that's worth nothing, and all they want to do is create something incredible.
Right, right.
And that's the atmosphere you get there. So Michael Cunningham, the creator and inventor of CQ, who has an incredible history and past of the things that he's done, has dedicated this to be his opus, this to be his legacy product, and I'm lucky enough to be the one leading it with him.
That's great. That's very, very, very exciting. And so how does it get monetized? I mean, that's part of what happened, the evolution with Facebook, is that, they built it and needed some millions and millions of dollars to build it, and it was the advertising that turned it into a monetized business.
Sure.
What's the monetization here?
Yeah, they were forced to make revenue going public, too, which changed their whole business model.
Right.
We have a subscription-based model. If you want to look at anybody out there in the space right now, you can look at a company called Slack, and I don't want to even promote them, but they have proven the model to be very encouraging as far as what our pricing will be. So it's going to be a yearly pricing model or a monthly pricing model, depending upon what service level you would use within our app. So ultimately, I think it's going to be $3 a year, and then you would pay monthly fees if you want to do that massive conference calling. There's going to be a fee associated with that. So
right.
That's how the monetizing is done. And because of the scary amount of users that we're anticipating having, it's going to be relatively a quick home run or a quick ground out to shortstop. But you know what? We're looking for. I think this is going to be big.
That's great.
There's no guarantees, but I think this is good. This has got some great potential.
Yeah. How exciting! Very, very exciting. Well, congratulations. And I know that I want to segue back into the more simpler things, which is the beauty. Tell us about some of the brands that you're most excited about, that you've curated and you're looking to have success in 2016 with.
Sure.
In the beauty.
We're always excited with our incredible partners with It's a 10 and Diva Curl. Those are companies that we were one of their first partners with. So that we have such a beautiful relationship with them, and we always look for the great things that they bring year over year and what we can do together. But coincidentally enough, Free Your Mane is a company that we've had for a very long time. Israel is one of the kindest, nicest people I've ever met. So I know they're part of the show as far as the sponsor, but they're going to do some incredible things. And if I had to bet, like I bet on the brands that we've done in the past, this is going to be one massive household name within the next 3 years.
That's great. And in anything particular that's on your radar in the men's category?
In the men's category?
Uh-huh.
That's a great question. I wish I had some prep on that one. Throw me on the spot.
Yeah.
Honestly, this company called Razor MD, owner's a dear friend of mine. He creates some awesome shaving products. I want him to come out with some styling products, which I think he will be doing soon. There's a company called Muck that we do some great business with.
Okay.
They have some incredible products, great team of people to work with. And then you always have American Crew, which we've had for a long time, and they have an enormous customer base around the world, and they're always coming out with great products. But unfortunately, they're available everywhere.
Right.
So we do some great business with them because we have a great customer base.
Right.
But
well, Brian, it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate. Business continues to be multifaceted, and your career is just going gangbusters. Thank you. Thanks for all of the amazing work that you're doing, and we'd love to have you back later this year after you launch Rink and hear a little bit more about how that's going.
I'd be honored, and thank you, Patty, for the opportunity. And it sounds like I'm going to be the first show on your station starting 2016, so I'm even more honored. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Well, thanks for being here. As we wrap up, make sure that you keep us on your calendar. In January, we've got some incredible shows coming up. We'll start out after Brian's show with beauty industry's grand dam of hair color, Beth Minardi. The director of the professional beauty industry, Steve Sleeper, will be with us in January, as well as the master behind the camera lens of most of the visible beauty brands in the industry for decades, Robert Linden. So please make sure that you stay with us for 2016. If you've got comments or questions, we love to hear them. Send them to request@AmericanMadeBeauty.com. I'm Patty Schmucker. You're listening to Radio AMB on HealthyLife.net. On behalf of our program sponsors, have a happy new year, and thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.